Aloha and welcome to Mana Inspiration with yours truly, Note Endurance. And like always, we're going to have our weekly scripture. And this week's scripture is in Galatians 6:2, what it states, bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. I was listening to that, and I also was attending one of the men's breakfasts, and there was other guys talking about things that are going on with their life. And then I started asking myself, this is the question I would ask you. Ask yourself, who could you help make a difference? You know, there was a brother that was having a hard time, and it took some time to actually spend with him, have some breakfast, and just that little time of having coffee, having breakfast, and the little fellowship makes the world of difference in my heart, in his heart, and whoever you decide that you're able to help. In their situation, I would say, um, I heard this saying, and it couldn't be truer. And it says, "We find ourselves when we lose ourselves in the service to others," and that couldn't be more correct. Martin Luther King, or MLK Jr., he said, "Everybody can be great because everybody can serve." And I think by bearing one another's burdens is also by helping and serving one another. By doing that, we're able to just be there for each other. Now, I say we can always be there, we can always talk, but I think sometimes just listening and being there is enough. Have you ever had a friend where you're able to vent to? I know I had multiple friends where I'm able to express how I feel. And the feeling that comes from after you vent, when you're keeping that stuff bottled up and you bear one another's burdens with somebody and you vent what's off your chest, that feeling can be really relieving and a breath of fresh air. So I encourage you, who can you help? Who can you be that listening ear to, that you're able to sit here and be that friend with? You know, that feeling of bearing one another's burdens. Now, I talk with guys at the church, you know, all the time about life, what we're going through, vice versa, and I always say it's best to be vulnerable because you'll be surprised the man next to you is going through the same or something similar in the same thing that you're facing. And when you can actually relate, bear that burden with your brother, with your friend, with I would say, a mentor, it helps you stay true and stay vulnerable to each other and not hold up that front like we see on Facebook on that highlight reel of each other's lives. And a lot of people reach in there and look and get lost in comparison. But if we bear one another's burdens with it, we can make a difference in each other's lives. So, by being there for one another, we can make the world of difference. And I challenge you to look for a person. Who is that person that was there for you, that helped you in the time that you needed, maybe to get something off your chest, maybe that helped you bear your burden of what you're going through? Also, in those tough times, you know, when is a good time, or when is a time when you're able to help somebody else? You'll get those opportunities. Be aware, that way you're able to help somebody. At the same time, remember when you were helped. Always reach back to that person. I was taught this from a mentor, and he says, Every now and again, reach out to the people that helped you and just let them know that they meant the world to you in that moment. Sometimes just that message of going out to somebody else and sharing your burden, saying, when I was down and out, you were there for me, and I am very thankful. That person could be going through something themselves, and you, just by sharing that with them, encourages them, because that happened to me, and I know I encouraged other people where it happened to them. So I encourage you to find that person that helped you, thank them, reach out, bear one another's burden, reach out to that brother that you see maybe is in struggle, in hurt. Talk with him, see if you can have that conversation to where we're able to relate, and you can make another friend and realize that this thing that we call life is a lot easier when we can share, bear one another's burdens, and be vulnerable with each other. I love you guys. You guys have a blessed week. Aloha. Salute to the troops. Like the message, subscribe, share with others. But here at Mana Inspiration, like I say on every message, we're here for each other. Just like that scripture in the beginning said, we're here to bear one another's burdens so we can get to this thing called life together with aloha and love. I love you. You guys have a blessed week. Thanks.